Hello everyone, welcome back to our Python programming course. In the previous lecture, we have covered on problems on if else conditional statements. Now, in this lecture, we are going to do 10 most important problems on if else and problems on logical relational operators. Still, what we have learned, we are going to discuss with 10 most problems on these topics. So, let's continue with the 10 most important problems. So, let's start with our first program. So I'm telling this program is about progressive income tax calculator. So let's take a input of salary. So if salary less than or equal to around 3 lakh, then tax equal to 0. Salary less than or equal to, let's take here 7 lakh. Then tax equal to salary minus 3 lakh. Let's write here minus 3 lakh into 0.05. Salary less than or equal to, let's take 10 lakh. Now let's take it salary tax equal to take it 4 lakh. Now let's write the last condition else tax is equal to like into 0.05 less 3 lakh. Now let's print here total tax, salary tax. So actually this question is about today we are building a small income tax calculate system. Most beginners think tax is calculated using only 1%, but in reality governments use something called tax slabs. So suppose the government rules first 3 lakhs has no tax. Next 4 lakhs has 5% tax. And later next 3 lakhs has 10%. Remaining amount has 20% tax. So suppose if an employee enters 12 lakhs. So let's solve this problem. If I enter here 12 lakhs, then now after entering this, yes, salary is 23 lakhs 10,000. So let's see this. Now Python checks 12 lakhs is less than or equal to 3 lakhs. This is false. Now Python moves to the next condition. Now 12 lakhs less than or equal to 77 lakhs. Again false. Python removes the moves to the next condition. Now 12 lakhs less than or equal to 10 lakhs. Again false. Since all conditions are false. So Python enters the else block. Now calculation starts. The first 4 lakh after 3 lakh receives the 5% here. Here we have already calculated in else condition 4 lakh into 5%. Here around 20,000. Now next move is 3 lakh into 10%. 0.10 means of course 10%. So it is equal to 30,000. Now salary 12 lakh minus 70. So let's write here, suppose not 7 lakh, let's take here 10 lakhs. Okay. After calculating this, the remaining salary will be 2 lakhs. Now receiving 20% means 40,000. So the total will be 90,000. This is how exactly is going to work. What, how much I have entered? Again, let's run this program. Actually, the answer should be 90,000. Yes, the answer is 90,000. This is how exactly this progressive income tax calculator will work. Now let's see the another question. So our next problem is suppose in university result processing system. Let's see how it will work. So if suppose first I will take input now, internal and external. External in some exams we have around internal and external. So in type input internal marks. Let's see the external. So total should be internal plus external. So if let's write the conditions. If inter internal less than 20, then let's print here fail due to internal marks. If external less than 20, let's print fail due to external marks. This is enough. And next condition is if total greater than or equal to 90, then let's print outstanding. Outstanding is this is total greater than or equal to, let's take 75. Then let's print here distinction. Then next condition, if greater than or equal to 60. Now let's print here first class. And if total greater than or equal to 50. Now let's print second class. Else the last condition is print fail. So now let us build, we have built a university examination software. This is how mainly works. Like many university have two components, suppose internal marks and external marks. As you know, simply getting high total marks is not enough. Students must also pass individually in internal and external examinations. Suppose university rules are internal marks should be at least 20 and external marks should be at least 20. Now suppose a student enters internal marks of marks like 28. Let's run this. So if I enter 28 and external marks of 67. So it prints now the total after entering this. Now total becomes 67 plus 28 means equal to 95. So now Python starts checking the conditions. Now first condition is 28 less than 20. First condition false. Now second condition 67 less than 20 false. Now the third condition is 95 means total we have given the total should be greater than or equal to 90. So 95 is greater than or equal to 90. So therefore Python enters prints outstanding. Now consider another student got internal marks of 18. So let's run this again. If I enter here 18. Now external marks are around 90. So fail due to internal marks. So actually after entering this 18 plus 90, the total is of 108. But here many students think this should be passed because total is very high. But university don't work like because Python checks 18 less than 20. So this becomes true immediately Python prints fail due to internal marks. Python never checks the remaining conditions. నారమ్మ మీ అక్కలు కనబడుతుంది. ఎవరు చూడలేదు. Okay. So this is exactly how Python immediately Python prints because Python never checks the remaining conditions. This is exactly how real university systems work. Now let's see our third problem. So this question is about like credit card fraud detection. Let's work on this. So suppose amount equal to let's take in float type. Transaction amount. Now international international equal to and multiple attempts. So let's write the conditions. Suppose if amount is greater than, let's take 1 lakh, and let's write and operator and international equal to yes. Now let's print high risk transaction. This is multiple attempts equal to S. Now let's print suspicious activity detected. Amount greater than around 50,000. Let's print here additional verification required. Now let's write the last condition else transaction approved. So now we have built a fraud detection engine like banks process millions of transactions every day. So this system must identify suspicious transactions automatically. Suppose a customer performs a international transaction worth 1,50,000. So let's run this code for that. So if I enter 1,50,000. So now Python checks 1,50,000 is greater than or equal to 10 lakh. Sorry, 1 lakh here. No. And Python checks next. Let's run this again. If I enter yes, so again Python checks whether international transaction is yes or no because I have entered here yes. Now this is also true. Now Python combines both using and operator. True and true means the result becomes true. Therefore, Python immediately prints high risk transaction. Let's print this. So they have multiple attempts should be also yes, high risk. Here both conditions are true. Amount is greater than 1 lakh and international is also equal to S. This is exactly how modern fraud detection systems work. So we have used here an operator and both the conditions must be true. Let's see the next problem. Our fourth problem. So let's calculate electricity bill generator. Electricity. So now let's take units as input. in- Input. Let's enter units consumed. Suppose if units less than or equal to 100. Now bill is equal to units into 2. Next condition, else units less than or equal to, let's take 300. So now let's calculate bill. Bill is equal to 100 into 2 plus hmm, let's remove this and let's take units. Units minus 100 into 5. That is it. Units less than or equal to 500. Now let's take bill equal to 100. Let's calculate 100 into 2 plus 200 into 5. 200 into 8 because we have to calculate the 8 units. So now let's print here. Electricity bill equal to. So now we have built a real electricity billing system. Most users think that if a customer consumes 350 units, all 350 units are charged at the same rate. So this is wrong, completely wrong, because electricity boards use slab systems. Suppose electricity department follows first 100 units, 2 per 2 rupees per unit, and next 200 units, 5 rupees per unit, and next 200 units, 8 rupees per unit, and remaining units 10 rupees per unit. So now if I enter here, let's run this code. If I enter here 350, so it will check 350 less than or equal to 100. So this is false. Now let's see the second condition, 350 less than or equal to 300. So this one is also false. Now let's see the third condition, 350 less than or equal to 500. True. Therefore, Python enters the third block. Now calculation begins because 100 into 200 plus units. Next 200 unit, 200 into 5,000 plus 200 into 8, 1600. So remaining units means, so total 200 plus 1000 plus. So we have calculated units 50 minus 500. So the total, let's run this. Yes, exactly 1300. This is exactly how electricity billing software will work. So before that, let me check that I think there is a small mistake in this calculation. So actually the main thing is we have not written here else condition. We have done a small mistake. Sorry. For that, let me write a else condition also. Else they're equal to 100 into 2 plus something 200 into 5 and units minus 500 into 10. Let's find this. So I will explain again from the starting onwards. Suppose if a customer enters 350 units, so the electricity bill is 2600 because 350 is less than or equal to 100. So it's false. Now the second condition, 350 less than or equal to 300. This condition is also false. Now let's see the third condition, 350 less than or equal to 500. So this condition is true. So now it calculates the bill and it will print the electricity bill total. It will not check the remaining conditions. If the one's condition is true, it will not check the remaining conditions. This is exactly how this is about electricity bill generator. So thank you for seeing this video. Now let's start with loops in the next lecture.